Howdy there, folks. I'm Gene of RP Gene, go figure, and welcome to my first Let's Play for this channel. I'm a big RPG nut, as you can probably guess based off of my name, so I figured I'd play Final Fantasy, the Origins version. I don't have long to talk here, because there's an opening cutscene, so enjoy. That's such a pretty cutscene, isn't it? Pity it doesn't tell anything regarding the story. It's pretty much just some guy getting ready to fight a dragon. But that's okay, because there's this scene, which does a fairly decent job explaining stuff. Hopefully you guys can read. If not, well, I don't know how you found this. But, hey, I'm happy you're watching anyway. It's my first ever well, not ever, but my first Let's Play for this channel, so it's going to be a little bit rusty. But yeah, I decided to do basically the godfather of easily the biggest RPG franchise that there is today at this point in time, which is the Final Fantasy series. I figured I'd do the game that pretty much started it all, kinda. This is the PS1 remake of the original Final Fantasy game. I've never actually played the NES version. This was the first version of Final Fantasy 1 I ever played. And it's a pretty good game. Pretty good. It's got some problems, as we'll see as we go on. But, you know, honestly, it's pretty good. I don't know if it's aged that well, but you guys tell me as we play. But as this exposition is beginning to tell us, or is showing us, rather, the world's falling apart. The only thing that keeps people hopeful is a prophecy. I'm a bit of a stutterer. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. And after journeying far, 4 young warriors did at last appear. In the hands of each rested a mysterious crystal. And booyah, not much of an exposition, but it does sum up the backstory pretty well. As I was saying, the world of Final Fantasy is falling apart, and, well, we gotta fix it. This is a fantastic game. The Origins version, I don't know about the NES version, but the Origins version has, as soon as I push the button, push the button! Push the button! There we go. There's easy mode and then there's normal mode. I'm going to be playing on normal mode because it's the original game difficulty, but I like that there's a difficulty select. Now, the deal with Final Fantasy 1 is that the characters have literally no backstory other than what we just saw. They're just 4 random characters, but there are 6 classes you can pick from. The game's default setup is Warrior, Thief, White Mage, and Black Mage. If you're wanting my recommendation, if you're playing the PS1 version, which is what we're playing, you're going to want either 2 warriors or a warrior and a monk. I'm going to go with 2 warriors because that's my personal preference. I don't recommend the thief. There's nothing that really makes the thief stand out other than they're fast, but that doesn't mean anything, as we'll see as this game goes on. And since all these characters are completely nameless, I'm naming one after myself and then the other ones after some friends of mine. So this is going to be the journey of the Warriors of Light. Jean, Tom, Emily, and Lacy. Hey, it could be a girl. You can't see their face. I think it's a girl. When you're all set to go, just go ahead and start her up. And just like that, we're kicked to the overworld. Now, real quick, I'm going to mess around with the settings to make it a little bit better. I'm going to switch cursor to memory because I don't know why. Or, no, I'm not. Okay, then. This is post-commentary, if you can't tell. I am going to change the window color to completely black. Even though that's kind of boring, it makes it much easier to see the letters. There's a lot of other stuff you can do, but I'm not going to mess around with it. I must have forgotten to switch it to memory. I usually do that. Anywho, first thing you want to do is head into town here. Welcome to Cornelia. This is Cornelia, the city where dreams are woven. Ooh. Hello there. Hi there, handsome. Wink. Well, hello to you, too. So, first thing we're going to want to do is buy weapons. If you pick a monk, don't buy the nunchucks. The monks actually do better with no weapons equipped. I don't really care much for the monk myself, but I do know a lot of folks who swear by it. Red Mage I recommend if you're playing the GBA or PSP versions of this game because magic is a lot better in those versions, but we'll get into that later. I'm not going to worry about it right now. If you're having a team similar to mine, buy 2 rapiers, a staff, and a hammer. Basically, optimize your equipment. Equipment should take priority at the start of this game over magic. We'll get to magic in a bit, but we're going to go to the armor shop. If you grabbed a thief, you're going to have to get leather armor, and I think it might also work for monk. I'm not sure. It's been a very long time since I played the game with a monk. But because I picked 2 warriors, we're going to grab 2 chainmails and 2 shirts, as you saw. We're not going to equip any of this yet because I want to make things keep flowing. This is a very old-school RPG, after all, and yeah, I'm going to do my best. We only have 185 gil left, so we can only buy 1 magic spell, and if you're gonna excuse me, if you're gonna buy 1 magic spell right now, make it be the Cure 1 spell. That way you have some method of healing yourself. And that pretty much is it for now. We need to talk to one of these guards blocking the exit. Our king is searching for the Warriors of Light. Wait, can you be? Please go see His Majesty at once! And indeed, that's what we're doing. They take us right there. Travelers, is it true that you are the crystal bearers? Why, yes. Yes, we are. The prophecy says, when darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. But, Your Majesty, we have no proof that these 4 are the true light warriors. He's got a point. Surely it is not coincidence that 4 warriors bearing crystals have appeared now. Brave ones, I need your help. Please rescue my daughter, Sarah. Garland, once a knight in His Majesty's service, has abducted Princess Sarah. We have learned that he is in the Temple of Chaos north of Cornelia. We attempted to rescue the princess, but his powers far surpassed ours. Really, really sad. Perhaps you wish to cross the Northern Strait. The bridge that once spanned it was lost long ago. And they never thought to rebuild the bridge. They never once thought, gee, maybe we should rebuild this. Instead, they decided to be isolated from the rest of the world. Anyway, we're going to explore the castle of Cornelia real quick. There's not a whole lot here, as to be expected. It's the opening of the game. We can get a little bit of, I guess, backstory on some of the characters. I'm going to give you guys some warning now. Not a lot of characters in this game have any type of personality. This game is very bare bones in that department. It's an old NES game, after all. One of the first of its kind, actually. The queen has shut herself away in her room. I don't know, I went too quick. I am Jane, Queen of Cornelia. Please save my daughter. I beg you. And if we go over to this room on the other side, we can meet the other princess, who's just a teeny tiny little girl. I want my sis back. So, don't know if I'd really call it backstory, but it gives us a little bit of insight. We're also going to talk to that weird gnome guy that's... we just ran past. There we go. We're going to talk to this guy. Our ancestors sealed weapons away here and left the key in the elven prince's keeping. He was to guard it until the Warriors of Light came. We're going to want to remember this for later. Not that much later. A few parts from now. But we are going to want to remember this. This guy says the same thing. Expect a lot of repeated dialogue text boxes. That was kind of redundant. But expect a lot of repeat dialogue from NPCs in this game. Not a lot of them have a whole lot to say. Anyway, since we're done in Castle Cornelia... I keep wanting to say Cornelia because I think that's what it was in the original translation for the NES. But for now, we're going to equip all the stuff we bought. Both the warriors I got are going to equip rapiers and chainmails. Emily's going to equip a hammer and a shirt. And Lacy's going to equip a staff and a shirt. You do not have to equip magic. As soon as you buy it, it's automatically equipped to whatever character you select when you buy it. So... there's nothing to worry about. But we're going to get into the bulk of this game, which is battles. You have a lot of commands you can choose. Right now, we don't have anything else we can do, aside from, I guess, running away, or... actually, I don't even know if defend's an option. An option in this version. But basically, we're just going to spam the attack command. And just like that, you fight battles, you kill monsters, you get experience, and you get money. Now, for the sake of this Let's Play, I'm cutting out random battles with enemies that we've already seen. Unless it's a required battle, a story battle, or enemies we have never seen in the battle, I'm going to be cutting the fight out. You're going to thank me later, and I'm going to I guess kind of capitalize on it. But I'm going to explain myself in a much, much later part, and I'm going to have a counter showing just how many random encounters I'm cutting out. But anywho, we're going to continue to head north to the Temple of Chaos. Not that far at all. And I'm showing off the memo file. It's basically a save state, if you're familiar with that. It will stay there as long as you do not perform a hard reset on the console or turn off the console. So, say these skeletons here were to kill me, which they actually probably could. Maybe. I don't know. Gene and Tom could take them, but Emily and Lacy probably could get the crap kicked out of them. But say they were to kill me, and I got bumped back to the title screen, because that's what happens. I could go to the memo file and restart from where I saved it. You can save a memo file anywhere. The thing is, you can only have one saved at a time, so you do got to be careful with it. There is a method of hard saving, which I'll go into later. Right now, though, we're about ready to fight Garland. You just go into the Temple of Chaos and walk in here. At last! In exchange for the princess's life, all of Cornelia and its riches will be mine! Blasted pawns of the king! No one can stop me now. Very well. I will take on all of you! Anyway, this is Garland. I love the boss music in this game. But Garland's pretty basic. If you have fire, I believe he's weak to that. That said, I did not get fire because I'd rather have cure. Good job, Lacy. Way to hit him with a stick. Did a whole 1 damage. Good job. Admittedly, even though Garland is a boss, it really amounts to the same thing we did against the random encounters. Just spam attack and hope you win. You probably will. He might knock 1 or 2 of your characters out. Might being the key word. But you'll most likely win. I'm doubtful that he can survive very long. In fact, I'm willing to bet this turn we finish him. Yeah. So, as in most turn-based RPGs, or RPGs in general, eventually, after you beat enough things and get enough experience, your characters will level up. When you level up, your stats will increase. This first level up was a pretty good one. Everyone got a nice, hefty boost to HP, which is great, and all their other stats were increased relatively nicely. But anywho, with that, we save Princess Sarah.
Thank you for saving my life. I am Sarah, Princess of Cornelia. Please come to the castle with me. My father will be something, something, something. It went too fast.
My daughter is safe. I am forever in your debt. Lucan's prophecy has proven true. You must be the light warriors of whom he spoke. So I ask you to do what only the light warriors can. Rekindle the light of the crystals. Only then will the monsters infesting the world be banished and peace finally restored. To aid your journey, I will build a bridge to the north. I'm afraid that is all I can do for you. He owns a kingdom, and all he can do is build a bridge. Jeez. Worthless. Before you go anywhere, make sure you talk to Princess Sarah.
This loot has been passed down to the princesses of Cornelia for generations. Something, something, something. Blah, blah, blah. It's a useful item. It may prove useful to you.
Not for a long time, though. Sorry, that went really fast. I couldn't read it quickly enough. Anyway, we obtained the loot. You're going to want to grab this. This is really important. But not until much, 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 much later in the game. Like, near end game. Anywho, now that we've saved Princess Sarah, we're going to explore Castle Cornelia before we finish off this first part. Why don't we talk to Queen Jane? Oh, the brave ones. I cannot possibly... I'm going way too quick. I'm going to be doing this post-commentary, if you can't tell, because, well, it's an RPG. It's going to be a lot of editing on my part.
Sis came back. Thank you so much.
Anywho, though, folks, I'm Gene of RPG, and stay tuned for part 2.